Hello, I'm Xavier. You're listening to Expert Opinion. And to everybody out there listening to this, Happy New Year. I hope you had a good time. I sure did. And this is my first episode of 2011, and it's something very exciting. And guess what I'm going to make it about? Nephilimfree again. And I know that people are getting tired of this. I sure would be because I looked at my videos, and honestly, I already have 5 videos about this guy, and I think I'm going to try to give it a rest after this. And this does involve him, but it's a little bit more than that. But I don't want to make my whole show, focus on him. It's just not interesting anymore when you keep talking about the same. But he's so easy to make fun of. You know what I mean? And I'm not trying to be mean here, but let's face it. This guy has a lot of issues. He does a lot of says a lot of weird stuff that you could easily just pick apart. But um, what this episode is about is micro expressions. I know a lot of people out there watch that show Lie to Me, which is about a scientist or a psychologist who has the ability to look at people, look at their body language, their expression, and the way they're saying stuff, and determine if they're telling the truth or not, and get stuff out of them and figure out stuff based on that. And the show is actually based on a true person whose name is Paul Ekman, who in from the late 60s, I believe, to now has been working on something like that, micro expressions. And before people like him, scientists believed that expressions were depending on what culture you're from, where you came from. And now, because of his research and his findings, we now know that expressions are universal to humans, and the expression people make for certain type of emotions are exactly the same across the board. The only difference being that what triggers that is a cultural based response. And maybe in another episode I'll talk about this. But what you need to know is that I've been studying this for a while, even before the show came out. I want to put that out there. Before the show came out. And why I am not skilled at it, I do know a little bit. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some recent videos of Nephilimfree, and I'm going to quote-unquote analyze them, though I do want to warn you before I do this that I am not skilled at this in any way. I've only been studying this for a couple years on and off. You know what I mean? Like about 3 years on and off. And my knowledge is limited. But I do have the book very close by, a couple of books that he wrote. And this is for entertainment purposes only. So don't think that you're getting a 100% factual. I'm really making myself look bad here. I'm trying not to, but anyways, it's for fun, and don't take it too seriously. But hey, we may get some insights on stuff, and you may learn some stuff if you're interested in micro expressions and you want to learn it later on. So with that being said, without further ado, let's get started. All right, so this is one of his latest videos. It's called Debate Tonight. And he's just saying that he's going to be on tonight at 9 or something like that, and he's going to be open to debate whoever comes there. And let's see what we could get from this this video. And then right there, you may have not seen it. Let me do it again. If you look at his face, you notice on his left side, on his left corner of his mouth, it goes up for a second and it stops, and that is known as contempt. And basically that means when you view something as evil or vile, or you're looking down on something. So let's take a look at that. There it is. Yeah, that's undeniable right there. That's pretty blatant. and let's move on.
This video's notice. I'll be using Skype tonight, and I'll just be hanging out, maybe talking with a friend of mine. And if there are any you atheists out there, like Don Exodus 2.
Now, if you notice right here, and by the way, again, I am not skilled on this, and I'm not a professional. So you can diss me if you want in the comments for saying what I say. You know, if I'm not totally correct on what I'm saying. But if you notice, when he starts listing off the atheists, he starts moving back, and basically he's like, it's almost like he's trying to distance himself from them or whatever. It's kind of, yeah, maybe, I hope I'm not talking out my ass here. We have we all as animals, we have the fight or flight response, and you may have heard of that before. And we can choose to face something or run away, and then this basically translates to our body language sometimes. Like when there's something that we're kind of afraid of or standoffish on, we tend to try to move away from the source. And I guess the source would be like the computer, the internet, or what he's reading. And then he's starting to mention he's atheist, and if you notice, he moves back a little bit.
Let's see here, CDK.
Go get back there.
Yeah, you atheists out there, like Don Exodus 2. Yeah.
And another thing that could be happening here is that he could just be like fidgeting around because he's just uncomfortable with Don Exodus 2, you know, due to all the tension he got when they were going to debate, and everybody was saying that it was his fault this never happened. So it could be him just thinking about that and just fidgeting around. Either way, there's kind of a negative response to the atheist, which, I mean, I'm not really saying anything. I'm just kind of confirming the obvious. So let's move on here.
Let's see here. CDK 007, Potholer 54, Qualisuit, Phil Hellenese, Freethinker. Any of these.
And pretty much the rest of this video is, you know, consistent. What he's saying with, well, actually, there's one part here, and I'll let you guys be the judge on this. I'll give my own opinion on it. It's right here, and
no lip time.
He's gonna basically say that he'll be recording whatever you say at this debate, and that it's his right to use it. It's kind of like a threat in a way, and that if you request it and you're at the debate, he'll send you a copy of it or whatever. Let's see how what his body language shows.
If you do, of course, it'll be recorded, so that, you know, we can make videos out of it for our channels. And if you can't record it, I'll be happy to send the files to you. So just give me your email.
Okay, did you see that? That was pretty obvious right there. When he says that he'll be happy to send it to you, he kind of shakes his head like no. That's kind of like, you know, the Freudian slip, but in a non-verbal way. It's kind of like saying, it's basically the opposite of what he says. He's not going to send it to you.
Just give me your email.
See, he doesn't want you to give his email address. He doesn't want you to send emails to him. He doesn't want to give you a copy. That's what he's really saying with his body language.
If you can't record it, I'll be happy to send the files to you. So just give me your email address.
One.
But
so that's pretty much all I got from this video, and you know, the thing at the beginning, and then him shaking his head. He should have nodded his head when he said he was going to be more than happy to send a copy of the recording, but that obviously shows that he's not interested in doing that, nor is he interested in you even, you know, sending an email requesting for that. So that's all I got for this video, and now I'm going to move on to the next video now. Now, this is another video that he made a little bit earlier, and apparently I didn't hear anything about this. He was supposed to debate the thinking atheist, and he never showed up or whatever, and he said that blah, 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 he had other stuff to do. Yeah, right. Had nothing to do. And he's just apologizing and just saying that don't let that, he says, for some reason he just kept saying don't let that stop you, and to me that's kind of a dead giveaway that, you know, he's just kind of making his crap up. He just purposely avoided the debate. But anyways, let's see what we got. I got a lot of stuff for this one. So Stay with me for a second because I'm probably going to be jabbering and trying to figure out where everything is.
This video is an apology to a YouTuber who goes by the name of Thinking Atheist. You and I had scheduled an informal debate.
Now, right away, he starts getting really uncomfortable when he's talking about this. So there's already something up a little bit. And he's fidgeting around, if you notice, you know. And you got to take a baseline when you do this kind of stuff. You got to see what their normal response is to different things. And if you notice, he does. I mean, he does move around a little bit, but it's like definitely over exaggerated here. So he's fidgeting a little bit.
In Skype, and I just.
And then right there, you got him shaking his head, and he's obviously shaking his head and saying, "I'm sorry, you know, I wasn't able to do this." And he's gonna give his excuse in a minute, but the head shake is kind of like a forced one. It feels like he's kind of over exaggerating it, maybe because he really doesn't mean it. And let's continue. And see how his eyes are closed there? That is a giveaway that he is lying. It's like the fight or flight response again. Like he's trying to protect himself by covering up his eyes. Like he doesn't want to see what he's seeing or whatever. I don't know how to explain any better, but this is kind of a way of saying that he's not completely telling the truth. And then he just does it again. He's blocking his face. Why don't we do it this week? Now, if we go back here, from like 13 to 19, you'll see that he starts to blink his eyes a lot. And usually when you're blinking your eyes, you're kind of processing a lot of information. So that's kind of a sign that he's about to make something up. And then, basically this is all, you put this all together and it just confirms that he really skipped the debate on purpose. I mean, and, it doesn't take a genius to figure that out, knowing Nephilimfree or whatever, but I thought I'd point out, it's fun to do stuff like this. Now, let's move on to about here, and he's going to say that he's free to debate anytime. This evening, or tomorrow, or Sunday, to talk with you. Sunday. Now, I'm not exactly sure about this expression. This kind of looks like he is really not free to debate on the dates aforementioned, but that's just my opinion. To talk with you, just pop in or send me a message. It kind of looks like he's kind of like shamed a little bit, but I could be wrong about that. Skype saying, "Hey, you there? You want to do it in say 30 minutes? You want to do it, or whatever? Just but don't give up. Just do it. Okay? Just send me a message on Skype." Sorry about that. It just slipped my mind. I had other things come on that I was involved with, and I just got sidetracked. Really forgot that I agreed to debate with you. Wow, this is tiring. But don't give up. Let's just do it. Okay? Just send me a message. Sorry about that. It just slipped my mind. I had other things come on. He's basically contradicting himself. When he shakes his head like that, he's basically totally contradicting everything that he just said. Let's see that again. Sorry about that. It just slipped my mind. Yep, right there. Lying. You're lying. And also, did you see him kind of shift back and forth? That's more fidgeting that I explained earlier. He's closing. He's just giving off tons of signals. I mean, it's just ridiculous the amount of stuff that he's giving off here. You didn't completely forget. You're lying. You're lying. So let's take a look at this one, this expression. Now I'm gonna end it, but now, this expression right here, I'm going to interpret this as a look of shame, and shame for not being available for the debate. And I personally feel that he's shamed because he purposely skipped out on it, and he's, all about being a Christian and not lying and doing the right thing, and he's completely lying to us here. So he's like actually a little embarrassed. You see this on people's faces whenever they lie about something, and then they feel they regret what they just said.
So I apologize, but don't let that stop us. You don't have to. We don't have to schedule a date or time.
So, anyways, I hope you enjoyed this new video I did for 2011. I shared with you some of my knowledge of microexpressions and body language, and I will be doing more of these in the future if you guys find this interesting. I don't know if you do or not. Let me know on the bottom of the page if you want me to do more of these kind of shows, and I'll be more than happy to do it. And because of that, I'll be trying to learn more about this as we go along, so I don't get so choked up in what I'm saying, and I give you bad information or anything like that. Anyways, this was Expert Opinion, and I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Bye.